Welcome to Career Chat. I'm your host, Sonia Heredia, and if you're looking for internships, fellowships, or even jobs, then this is a program for you. Joining me today is Alex Matthews and Rennell Theater from Great Wolf Lodge. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now I want to start with you, Alex. Could you tell us more about Great Wolf Lodge?
Yes, Great Wolf Lodge is an indoor water park resort. We have 19 locations across the United States, and we are, I call us a cruise ship on land. You have dry play activities, of course, the amazing water parks that we have in each one of our resorts. We have lots of guest rooms that are themed and they're fun, and Great Wolf is geared towards families. And so we just like to have a lot of fun each and every day. And as I mentioned, it's a cruise ship on land. You don't have to leave. Anytime you come and stay on our properties, everything is there for you at your disposal at Great Wolf Lodge.
Well, I mean, one of my favorite parts about our company is our culture. My job is to keep morale up and serve the pack as a whole. And so some of our values that we really like to stand out are we show we care, we are one pack, we improve every day, our leaders make it personal, and we use our imaginations. And so I never go home not feeling like I had a good day at work. I really do enjoy my job, and my kids often ask me, like, Mom, do you really work? Because it's so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like my kid's hero, right? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
We have the coolest jobs.
Now it sounds absolutely fun.
Yeah.
And so what kind of job opportunities do you guys offer?
So we have jobs that range from every scope. And Rennell is like the HR director at the Poconos property, which is the closest one here. But you know, I always like to tell people, no matter what field you're in, Great Wolf Lodge is a great opportunity for you. We have finance people, we have folks that work in digital media at our corporate office. We have folks that are F&B, so we have a wide range of restaurants and outlets. And so there's lots of food and beverage jobs, rooms, guest service. If you like to talk to people, there's that. There's IT professionals. There's so many job opportunities. No matter what line and field you're in, there's an opportunity at Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah, and I mean, we're adding our 20th lodge, which will be in Perryville, Maryland, not far from here. So in addition to adding that lodge, we're expanding the Poconos, we're adding 40,000 square foot of water park, we're adding a restaurant, a 201 room tower, as well as 30 villas. And then over the next 6 to 8 years, we plan to add about 6 more lodges, a third in California, a second in Webster, Texas. We just broke ground last week. One in Naples, Florida. We broke ground a few weeks ago for that one, Connecticut, Tennessee, and then overseas in London. So we're really leaving a mark all across the country and now internationally. And the opportunities for someone to come to Great Wolf Lodge, even if they're not particularly a hospitality major, but they're in a business-related field, are many. And it's a great place to feel welcomed and warm and happy in your role, but also be challenged when you're working through the financial acumen or the business acumen, but also just the guest to pack member relationship is really important as well, and they'll be able to hone in on those skills.
Wow, so this is absolutely international company with so many opportunities. And so what kind of characteristics do you guys look for, especially when recruiting university students?
Yeah, we look for folks that have the spirit of hospitality. And that's something that's important to us. As Great Wolf, as a leader at Great Wolf, it is important that we serve our PAC members, what we call our employees as our PAC members, and we serve our guests. And to do that, you have to have a good air of responsibility, and then you also have to have the spirit of hospitality, which means serving others and having the will and the absolute willingness to serve other people. And that's what we look for mostly. And then, we look for, professionals in their field. But the first thing you have to have is that spirit of hospitality.
Yeah. And I know several students, they're like, oh, what are the benefits? Like, what comes as a member or a PAC member at Great Wolf Lodge?
Yeah. Well, you could talk about benefits and like what it is that we offer.
Yeah, I can. I mean, definitely agree wholeheartedly with Alex. We look for the bubbly individual, the one that's at their core of who they are as hospitality. I spent 17 years in higher ed, And so I have a real heart for the demographic of high school to college age student, which generally runs our lodges, which I think is amazing. And I love to compliment them and brag on them because they are really at the core of our company. And so we have a widespread demographic, but really like the heart of our company is that demographic, high school and college age. And so we look for the bubbles, but the benefits that come along with it, I mean, are many. So we do a lot for the PAC, particularly events for them on a monthly basis. We do food truck Fridays, we do surprise and delights, but we also have a free day pass for the PAC when they're off and they want to come enjoy the park with up to themselves and 5 others. We have heavily discounted overnight stays, like you can't even stay at a regular hotel for the discount that we give to the PAC. And then in addition to that, just exposure to people across many different cultures. I mean, I work in the Poconos, so it's like a melting pot from the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. We get all the guests, and so many different cultures are represented at the lodge. And then more recently, we really did a lot of effort and we put a lot of purpose into our inclusion and diversity movement, and so we've had a lot of events highlighted. We just finished celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, and so we highlight the culture, the food, the history behind it, and I mean, I enjoy really rolling that out, and there's always a takeaway from it.
Wow, absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you look at my shirt here, this is our inclusion and diversity program shirt, and it's something that's very important to us. I always like to famously say that we made Juneteenth our holiday before the government did, right before. So we're excited about everything that we're doing in terms of inclusion and diversity at Great Wolf, and we're continuously working on that for the PAC members.
Wow, it sounds like such an awesome opportunity with amazing benefits. So what is a common mistake that you guys have seen with applicants that, you know, university students and people applying should be aware of?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go first. Certainly, my old school HR heart, right? So, I mean, one thing I noticed yesterday in the career fair, and that another one that I went to in the last couple of weeks, is that students need to take themselves seriously, right? Or nobody else will. And the students here did, and the students did a couple of weeks ago as well. They were dressed classy, professional, poised, and prepared are my 3 Ps, right? So if you take yourself seriously, everybody else will. There are so many opportunities. Mistakes are noted, like in a resume. They're noted in your cover letters, in your email correspondence. So you always want to be sure to proofread at least 3 times before you send something. Have somebody else proofread it. Don't be afraid to ask for help because you always want to put your best foot forward because you never know who's behind the resume, who's reading it. And so the mistake that you can make is not asking for help and not asking for someone to review it. And then, you know, be transparent. Genuineness comes across much more clearly than a built-up resume, right? So you want to tell the truth on it, but then you also want to be transparent when you're talking about who you are.
Right.
And I would just say, always be yourself. I think there's a lot of times where, you know, I'll interview someone and then we'll start to work together and I'm like, where did this come from? Where did this additional personality piece come from? And it's just because there's a feeling that you have to be this certain way. And you were talking about taking yourself seriously. You have to also know what company that you're applying for. And so for us, yes, we have very serious jobs. We're very serious people.
Yeah.
Right? But we have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we do.
So if you have a great fun personality, we want to see that, especially when you're applying to somewhere like Great Wolf Lodge, where it's all about fun and it's all about engagement and hospitality. So we always want to see that as well. So you don't always have to like pretend that you're interviewing for the CFO of some major financial institution.
Yeah.
For us, we want to see the fun as well.
All right, well, that's such
Yeah.
great advice. And one more thing before we go. Can we please hear the Great Wolf howl? We can look right here in this camera right here, and we can do the howl.
All right, you lead us into it.
All right, so we end our stand-ups. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh!
Smile and wave.
Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you next time.